dark night of the soul. Do you feel lost, as if the ground has disappeared beneath your feet? Nothing seems to make sense anymore, and even the things that once brought you joy now feel empty? Perhaps you're at a point where life is forcing you to question everything, your beliefs, your choices, even who you truly are. Anguish, loneliness, exhaustion, it feels like you're walking through a dark tunnel with no end in sight. If this resonates with you, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to explore one of the most challenging and transformative journeys a person can experience, the dark night of the soul. It's a time of profound change, where life strips away everything that no longer serves you, pushing you to confront your purest essence. In this video, we'll uncover what it truly means to go through this phase, the most common signs that indicate you're in it, and most importantly, how you can navigate it with courage and clarity. You might be asking yourself, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel so lost, drained, and disconnected from everything and everyone? Or perhaps you've noticed that things you once cared about no longer make sense. Relationships, goals, and even the way you've seen life seem to dissolve before your eyes. It may feel frightening, but let me assure you, you are not alone, and this experience has a purpose. In this video, you'll learn how to recognize if you're going through the dark night of the soul, understand why it happens, and discover how it can ultimately transform your life into something far greater than you ever imagined. I'll share examples that might resonate with your daily life, like feeling misunderstood, wanting to isolate yourself, or trying to numb the pain with distractions. Together, we'll uncover what's beneath all of this. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with greater clarity about what you're experiencing and tools to better navigate this phase. Because, at its core, the dark night of the soul is not a punishment, it's a call to reconnect with your essence and awaken to something far greater. Let's dive in. What is the dark night of the soul? The dark night of the soul is not just a difficult period in life. It's a profound and transformative moment where everything you once believed to be solid begins to crumble. It goes beyond ordinary sadness or an existential crisis. It's a disconnection from everything that used to make sense, your beliefs, your goals, and even your identity. The term dark night of the soul was introduced by the 16th century Spanish mystic Saint John of the Cross. In his poem titled Noche Oscura del Alma, Dark Night of the Soul, he describes the soul's journey toward union with God. In this text, the soul walks a dark path marked by suffering, doubt, and transformation before finally reaching light and fulfillment. Over time, this metaphor has become a powerful symbol for moments of spiritual crisis and deep self-discovery that many people face at some point in their lives. During this phase, it's common to feel as though life is testing you. You might wonder, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel so lost, so drained, so hopeless? The truth is, the dark night of the soul is a process of purification. It forces you to let go of everything that no longer serves you, whether that's old patterns, relationships, beliefs, or even parts of your ego that no longer align with your higher purpose. This journey, although challenging, is not meant to destroy you but to reveal you. It strips away the illusions to show you who you truly are, beyond the masks and expectations of the world. It's painful, yes, but also necessary. And even if you can't see it right now, this process brings something incredibly valuable, the chance to reconnect with your essence, to discover a deeper purpose, and to live more authentically. The signs that you're going through this phase. The dark night of the soul often comes with an overwhelming sense of losing direction. You may feel like you're wandering in the dark, unsure of where to go or who you truly are. Activities that once brought you joy now feel dull, and even meaningful relationships seem to lose their depth. You may find yourself wondering why everything in your life feels so disconnected and purposeless. This is a reflection of the inner deconstruction happening during this phase. It's like being caught in the middle of a storm that disorients and transforms everything around you. This process of transformation is often accompanied by deep doubts about your beliefs. What once felt solid now begins to crumble, including your spiritual outlook. Questioning your path, feeling a loss of faith, or even feeling disconnected from something greater are all part of the journey. For example, you may have spent years believing that everything happens for a reason, but now you find yourself thinking that the universe is working against you. This sense of doubt can be painful and even frightening, but it's a necessary step toward rebuilding faith in a more authentic way. Another common sign is the feeling that your life is falling apart. Problems seem to arise in areas that once felt stable. You might lose your job, go through a breakup, or face financial struggles. At times, it feels like everything around you is collapsing all at once. While it may seem cruel, this is often life's way of pushing you to let go of the old and create space for something new. This emotional turmoil can also manifest as deep physical and mental exhaustion. You may feel like you don't have the energy for anything. Getting out of bed becomes a monumental task, and even small responsibilities feel overwhelming. This exhaustion is often worsened by the tendency to avoid the pain. Many people turn to numbing distractions, whether it's drinking, overeating, endlessly scrolling through social media, or binge-watching shows, to escape from facing the discomfort. In the midst of all this, a sense of isolation can take hold. Even when you're surrounded by people, you may feel completely alone, as if no one can understand what you're going through. Conversations that once felt engaging now seem shallow, and the company of friends that used to bring you joy feels draining. This disconnection often extends inward, leaving you with a void that feels impossible to fill. Finally, this phase also brings a critical view of humanity and the world. You may find yourself reflecting on the lack of empathy, the injustices, and the cruelty in the world around you, asking, why is the world like this? This kind of questioning is part of the awakening process, when you start to see beyond illusions and move closer to your essence. These signs can be intense and challenging, but it's important to remember that they are not permanent. They are part of a profound transformation process that invites you to look inward and reconnect with who you truly are. Recognizing these signs and understanding that they are part of a greater journey can be the first step toward navigating the dark night of the soul with greater clarity and strength. Why does the dark night of the soul happen? The dark night of the soul happens because it's necessary. It's like an invitation from the universe, or from your very soul, to release what no longer serves you and align with your true essence. It's a process that breaks down the illusions created by the ego, challenging you to let go of everything that felt comfortable but no longer resonates with who you are becoming. Think of the analogy of the caterpillar and the butterfly. For the caterpillar to transform, it must retreat into the cocoon, where it literally dissolves before emerging as something entirely new. During the dark night of the soul, a similar process happens. Parts of you that no longer serve you must die to make space for your rebirth. This deconstruction, while painful, is the foundation of profound transformation. This phase often arises as a response to an internal call for growth. It's as if something deep within you is saying, you've outgrown your current limitations and are ready for more. But the ego, which clings to the comfort and security of the known, resists this change. That's why the journey of the dark night is often marked by tension, anguish, and the feeling of losing control. In addition, this phase can be seen as a purification process. Everything misaligned with your higher purpose starts to be purged. Toxic relationships may come to an end, outdated beliefs may no longer make sense, and external situations may force you to release what you once thought was essential. As painful as this is, it's like decluttering an overfilled closet. You have to pull everything out, confront the mess, and reorganize it to make space for what truly matters. This process doesn't happen because you've done something wrong or because you're being punished. On the contrary, the dark night of the soul happens because you are ready to go beyond. It's a call to connect with your deepest essence, to release what is false, and to live a life aligned with your truth. And even though it may feel like everything is falling apart, in reality, everything is being reorganized for something greater. How to overcome the dark night of the soul. If you're experiencing the dark night of the soul, know that as challenging as it may feel, this phase is not permanent. It's a process, and like all processes, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Overcoming this journey requires courage, patience, and above all, acceptance. Here are some ways to navigate this phase and allow it to transform you. 1. Accept the process. Stop fighting what you're feeling. Resistance only makes the process more painful. Acknowledge that you're going through a transformation and that it's normal to feel pain, confusion, and even fear. Allow yourself to feel without trying to numb or escape it. It's in facing these emotions that you'll find clarity. 2. Cultivate silence and introspection. During the dark night of the soul, the external world can feel chaotic and empty. That's why turning inward is so important. Moments of silence, meditation, or even walks in nature can help you hear your inner voice. These moments of connection with yourself are like small anchors during the storm. 3. Let go of what no longer serves you. Just as the caterpillar must leave its old form behind to transform into a butterfly, you must release the old to be reborn. This might mean letting go of limiting beliefs, ending relationships that no longer serve you, or changing habits that are out of alignment with who you are becoming. Picture yourself clearing out the cluttered drawers of your life. It's time to remove what's taking up space and keep only what truly matters. 4. Trust the process, even when you can't see the end. One of the biggest challenges of the dark night of the soul is that, more often than not, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But remember, just because you can't see the way out doesn't mean it's not there. Trust that this moment, no matter how painful it may be, is guiding you toward something greater. Have faith, even when everything feels lost. 5. Allow yourself to make mistakes and learn. The journey through the dark night of the soul is not linear. You may feel fine one day and hit rock bottom the next. And that's okay. You're learning who you truly are, and that involves testing paths, making mistakes, and adjusting your course. Don't be too hard on yourself. 6. Seek support, but choose wisely. While this journey is deeply personal, you don't have to go through it alone. A spiritual mentor, support groups, or even content like this video can provide valuable insights. But be discerning in who you turn to. Seek those who truly understand this journey, not those offering easy answers. 7. Nurture your faith and your spiritual connection. Even if you feel like you've lost faith, try to reconnect with something greater. Faith doesn't have to mean external belief, it can also mean trust in your own process of evolution. Simple practices like journaling, lighting a candle, or saying a prayer can help strengthen this connection. 8. Take care of yourself. Finally, remember to care for your body and mind. Eat well, rest, and don't push yourself beyond your limits. Small acts of self-care can make a big difference during this phase. The dark night of the soul is an invitation to be reborn. No matter how lost you may feel now, know that this is just a chapter in your story, not the end. Each small step you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a step toward the light. You will emerge from this journey stronger, more aware, and more connected to who you truly are. What to expect after the dark night of the soul? After going through the dark night of the soul, something incredible happens. You are reborn. Just like the butterfly emerging from its cocoon, you will no longer be the person you were before. This profound transformation not only changes who you are but also reshapes how you see the world around you. First, you'll feel a much deeper connection to your essence. The masks and illusions that once defined your identity fall away, leaving behind a more authentic and aligned version of yourself. It's as if you can finally breathe fully, feeling at ease in your own skin. In addition, the things that once held you back, whether fear, limiting beliefs, or toxic relationships, will no longer weigh you down. You'll realize that the painful detachment you experienced during the dark night created space for something new, healthier relationships, genuine passions, and a life that resonates with your truth. Your perspective on the world will also shift. During the dark night, you may have felt disillusioned with humanity, questioning why people act the way they do or why the world seems so chaotic. But as you emerge from this process, you begin to see things with greater compassion. You understand that everyone is on their own journey and that even amidst the chaos, there is beauty and purpose. Another striking change is the strengthening of your faith. This isn't just about religion but a deeper trust in the flow of life. You come to realize that no matter how challenging the process was, it served a purpose. It's like finally seeing the pattern in the chaos, the light that was always hidden behind the darkness. What once felt like an endless crisis now becomes an opportunity for growth. You'll see that, no matter how difficult it was, every step you took in the dark brought you to this moment, stronger, more conscious, and more connected to yourself. Most importantly, you'll discover that you can face any challenge because now you trust more in who you are. At the end of the dark night, life takes on a new meaning. The little things become more precious, and you find joy in simple moments that might have gone unnoticed before. It's a rebirth, a call to live with more purpose and authenticity. So, if you're going through this journey now, remember, the pain is temporary, but the transformation is permanent. Trust the process, because what awaits you on the other side is more beautiful than you can imagine. The dark night of the soul is, without a doubt, one of the hardest journeys anyone can face. But it's also one of the most transformative. It's a path of deconstruction and rebirth, where you leave behind what no longer serves you to uncover your truest essence. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, remember, transformation is born from chaos. If you're going through this right now, I want you to know that you are not alone. This phase doesn't define who you are, it reveals you. And in the end, you'll see that everything you went through happened to prepare you for something far greater. Now, I want to hear from you. Did anything we discussed today resonate with what you're experiencing? What questions or struggles are you facing in this journey? Share your thoughts in the comments. By sharing, you're not only helping yourself process what you're feeling but also inspiring and comforting others who might be going through the same thing. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like this video. It helps this message reach more people who might need to hear it right now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos on self-discovery and spirituality. Remember, no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn always comes. And when it does, you'll be stronger, more conscious, and ready to live your truth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.